You're going to be dealing with some rain. How long it's expected to stick around. AI could soon be helping you with your chores when this robotic lawnmower could be hitting the market. Looks pretty cool. You're watching The Rundown. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Winston. Rain, high surf, and the potential for flooding right here in Southern California. This is a look from the state's emergency services headquarters, where preparations and plans have been underway ahead of the storm. Governor Gavin Newsom says the state is working to deploy life-saving equipment and resources statewide. California's Flood Operations Center has also been activated to ensure a quick response for potential flooding. Crews are also taking action to secure an unstable hillside in San Clemente ahead of the approaching storm. Workers have placed a tarp over the site of the landslide above the Mariposa pedestrian bridge. The sections of the bridge that were damaged in the slide were removed last week, and freight trains have started running through the area again, but at night, and there is still no word as to when passenger rail service can resume. Metro trains are only operating as far south as the Laguna Niguel Mission Viejo station. All right, it's time to check in with meteorologist Belinda Leon. She's here to tell us how long the storm will stick around and exactly what we can expect.
Robin, get the umbrella ready. You're going to need it for the second half of the week. We start to see the changes on Wednesday with clouds increasing, temperatures cooling, but the rain doesn't arrive until late in the day. Wednesday evening through Thursday morning, the rain becomes widespread, and for the Thursday morning commute, expect moderate to heavy rain and a possibility for some flooding. Now, by Thursday afternoon, the activity becomes scattered, but still a possibility for some heavy showers and even some isolated thunderstorms. Now, we're expecting excessive rainfall in Orange County, the Inland Empire, the Low Desert, and even parts of the High Desert. That's why a flood watch has been issued for Thursday and Friday. Rainfall accumulations will range between 1 to 3 inches, with higher amounts in the foothills and in the mountains. That's where we're going to have a winter storm warning. Traveling here Thursday and Friday is not recommended. Above 7,000 feet, we could have up to 18 inches with very gusty winds. We get a break from the rain on Saturday, then another storm system expected on Sunday through early next week. Stay tuned.
I'll keep my umbrella handy. Rent for some people in LA could go up Thursday. There's been a freeze on rent hikes since the pandemic, but that's ending. And there's another pandemic era protection that's ending. It has to do with evictions. Renters who fell behind on payments have been protected from eviction. But starting Thursday, that won't be the case anymore. The city has been getting the word out about programs that can help renters catch up. Community leaders will call on the LA Police Department to do more to stop street takeovers. There's been a surge in these dangerous stunts. More than a dozen happened on Sunday night in South LA and Compton. One of them ended up with 4 people injured in a shooting. The president of the LA Urban Policy Roundtable, Earl Hutchinson, is asking the police department to create a permanent team to address the problem. President Biden says he's made a decision on how to respond to the drone attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers and injured dozens of others at a base in Jordan. He has not given any details about the action he'll take, but he did say Iran is at least partly to blame.
I do hold them responsible in the sense that they're supplying the weapons to the people who did it.
Iran insists it did not direct the deadly drone strike, but it does back a militant group that claimed responsibility. A ceremony honoring the 3 fallen soldiers will take place Friday when their bodies arrive in Dover, Delaware. President Biden spoke to the families of the service members and will be at the ceremony. Law enforcement has arrested hundreds for human trafficking after a week-long effort all across the state. That includes 40 suspected traffickers and 271 sex buyers. This comes as LA Sheriff Robert Luna, the LAPD, and Homeland Security announced the 10th year of Operation Reclaim and Rebuild. It rescues victims of prostitution and trafficking. And in this particular operation, 54 adults and 11 children were rescued between January 21st to the 27th.
Let me be clear, human trafficking and child exploitation are devastating crimes that prey on some of the most vulnerable members of our community. This week-long operation demonstrates that if you engage in human trafficking activities, harm our children, and destroy lives, there will be absolute consequences, and there is no refuge for predators in the state of California.
In the city of LA, police say they saw an 80% increase in rescues this year in the Figueroa corridor of South LA. They found the youngest victim last week, a 14-year-old girl who had been forced into prostitution. UPS says major layoffs are on the way. UPS says revenue dropped $9 billion this year, so they will cut 12,000 jobs. That's about 2.4% of the company's 500,000 global workforce. Employees affected will receive severance packages and help finding a new job. CVS Health is shutting down more than 24 Minute clinics in Southern California. The drugstore chain did not specify which locations were affected, but said 25 clinics would close by the end of next month. The company says the decision to close them is part of reevaluating its healthcare delivery strategy. The clinics are staffed by nurse practitioners and physician's assistants and are popular for its convenient scheduling and walk-in options. CVS will continue operating 11-minute clinics in our area. The Space Shuttle Endeavour is now in its final destination at the California Science Center. NBC4's Lauren Coronado tells us more about the final phase of the shuttle's big move.
The Space Shuttle Endeavour is standing 200 feet tall. That's 20 stories here at the California Science Center. Its final mission, decades in the making.
This is really the culmination of a dream from 30 years ago to display a full space shuttle in launch position.
A major milestone marking the first time a space shuttle is displayed in a ready-to-launch position outside a NASA or Air Force facility.
But we thought about it that long ago in 1992. So we had some renderings made that we presented to the board.
And honestly, we didn't know what we were getting into, but here it is.
Jeff Rudolph is the president and CEO of the California Science Center. He and Dr. Ken Phillips, aerospace curator of the center, have been working with a dedicated team to make it happen.
It was a fantastic career.
How does it feel to see it back in that upright position, ready to launch 13 years later?
That it's fantastic because you can't see this anywhere. And to have this here is truly monumental.
From gathering all components for the full space shuttle stack to using a 450-foot crane to get it into the under construction Samuel Ocean Air and Space Center.
People are going to want to come from all over the world to see it. It's a real source of pride for our community.
And this exhibit won't be open for another few years. You can see it's still under construction, but even if you pass by Exposition Park, you can't miss this shuttle. A big accomplishment and definitely an inspiration for generations to come. Reporting from the California Science Center, I'm Lauren Coronado, NBC4 News.
Team USA has won its first ever team figure skating gold in a delayed decision from the 2022 Winter Olympics. We're hearing about what this means to our newest Olympic champions.
We always knew that we were destined for greatness, but it's great to really have it now. I didn't really realize how much that had been weighing on me, and I guess probably weighing on all of us until we found the news, and it almost felt like a weight had been lifted to just feel this closure from the Beijing Games.
A final ruling upheld a Russian skater's suspension for doping, which disqualified their team's results and bumped Team USA up from silver to gold. As the Dodgers prepare for the upcoming season, members of the franchise are giving back to the community, including Dodgers legend Fernando Valenzuela. That's right, he and others were serving up tacos at Homeboys Industries in Chinatown. It's part of the organization's Dodgers Love LA Community Tour in partnership with Bank of America. People there also got to enjoy a performance from a local mariachi group. And the Dodgers are holding community events every day through Friday. We love it when the community comes together. The Dodgers also held a very special birthday party inside their stadium. Check this out, for more than 500 kids and families. I see those moves there. They're getting down. Many of them are experiencing homelessness, but this was a great day. They had so much fun. Tuesday night, it was all about hope and happiness, complete with dancing, face painting, games, and of course, delicious cake.
Definitely a challenge to even get together, scrape up some change to get a cake. It's very important for them to get these common memories because they mold and shape them what type of adults they're going to be later in life. So that's why I feel like this is great and it's very helpful to all of us.
It's great to see. Indeed, the event was in partnership with the nonprofit Worthy of Love, and it's part of the Dodgers annual Community Service Week. Snoop Dogg's Death Row Records has just signed a new artist, and it's someone you might not think of at first. This is Julian Torres. He's the first mariachi singer to be signed under the label. This comes after Torres posted on Instagram a tribute to the late NBA legend Kobe Bryant. A Death Row producer actually saw that and reached out to him, and then Snoop signed him. Torres says his love for mariachi music started as a child because his father loved this music.
In my household, everything was mariachi music. And I would hear my father sing. So I grew up listening to it and I fell in love and I thought everyone sang amazing.
Death Row Records says the album La Fiesta de Mi Pueblo promises to surprise and delight fans of traditional Mexican music. Robots could one day mow your lawn. A company called Electric Sheep is developing this technology, and they held a demonstration.
So we're able to automate kind of this mundane, repetitive work. So this turf's mowed every single week for a large part of the year. And we're able to return some of their workforce to higher value tasks.
This is pretty cool. Look at it go. So they say the robot uses artificial intelligence to identify mowable areas so it can navigate turf that it's never been on before. The company says the robot mower will be on the market later this year. And of course, we're still waiting to hear about the price. It's less work for me. I'll pay for it. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app at our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.